All right, we have some problems with Helldivers 2 right now. A big major part of the community has some issues with Helldivers 2 right now. This is something that I didn't think would ever happen. I don't understand why it's happening, and it's very confusing as to why it's now occurring as of like 4 months since the game came out. So pretty much what we're getting at here, if you didn't know any of the news, you haven't been informed, you haven't seen a TikTok of it, you don't even like Helldivers, but you like my content, which, thank you, love you. Pretty much what's going on is, it's not review bombing, okay? These are actual legitimate negative reviews, all typically stating if someone actually writes something for the review on Steam, they're saying, I don't want to have to sign into PlayStation Network for my Steam account. What happened today was we were given a warning, pretty much, of online somewhere out there. I don't know if it was Twitter or something like that, but pretty much we were told that as of May 30th to June 4th, if you do not sign up on Steam with a PlayStation Network account, your account will not work. You'll be like banned essentially. It just nothing will work for you. This is awful. And there's a lot of people I'll show, I'll probably have been shrunken down somewhere. I'll be somewhere on the screen. But you got people like, you know, Thor, Pirate Software, who's saying stuff of like, this isn't okay. He's not going to be doing it.
The publishers and the developers just killed Helldivers 2. Sony put out a thing saying that if you don't connect a PSN account, you lose access to Helldivers. In response to this, a bunch of people are mad. They've all downvoted the shit out of the game, as you can see. I left a negative review for the game, explaining my distaste for the situation. That behavior is so far unacceptable. Every single other dev looking at this is feeling secondhand embarrassment.
I'm not playing devil's advocate, but a little bit of devil's advocate. Apparently, this was a thing that was told to the community of like day one, like the first couple days of the game being out. This was a thing that you had to do, but it was causing issues with the game, so they disabled it for like 4 to 3 months. And I will show screenshots. They had it on their Steam page. That was not visible. That required you to sign in. And as of recently, I took a screenshot today, they now have it in place there, which means like that, in a way, that's almost, I would say, false advertising almost. Like, I don't know, that's crazy to me. And the thing is a lot of people are trying to defend this. There are some people who are saying, you guys didn't read the fine print, you didn't see the policy saying this. As me, a player, they don't tell you anything. There was nothing that was flat out said in game, out of game, online, nowhere. No one ever said anything of, hey, there is this thing, you have to sign into PlayStation to get this to work. No one ever talked about this. Now, I have made videos in the past of, you know, me saying that certain things I don't agree upon, glitches, bugs, issues with the game that I've had personally in my experience, but I'm not gonna hate on Arrowhead for this. I'm not gonna hate on the game for this. This is Sony. You can see from the update that we got that Sony it's signed at the bottom. They had basically said, hey, we have said this. It's not Arrowhead. And in a Discord screenshot that you can find on Twitter, there was like a report thing, alert, whatever you call it. It was like an official Helldivers thing. Pretty much one of the main people in Discord, I don't know exactly where he lies as a member of Arrowhead, but he had said, hey, this is Sony. We're trying to figure out some stuff and they're kind of dodging us right now. And this just sucks because Arrowhead is losing credit for themselves. Like, they're losing that social cred, you know? Another thing I wanted to add, just in, you know, me editing this and everything. For everyone now, the game is well past their refund date because obviously it's been more than 2 weeks since a lot of people, if not everyone, has bought this game. And I absolutely believe Arrowhead and Sony totally know this and aren't going to acknowledge it until it is very important to, or it's like necessary. But it's Sony's fault. Sony is causing this issue, and the thing that people are like, they're not understanding is that this wasn't an issue. This wasn't a thing that needed to happen. This is mostly Sony doing it's just a business decision all around. It's numbers, money, investors, stock, certain things like that. All of that combined together, all business shit. They just want to show that they have a lot of people signing in for PlayStation specifically for this game. Ultimately, the idea around it isn't that bad, but it's the fact that this wasn't a thing that you had to do since day one. I played on PlayStation, so I never had to sign in, obviously, but people who played on PC didn't need to do this. You just got the game, loaded in, and you could play. That's great. Everyone loves that. One thing that I thought about when I saw all of this stuff happening, though, was Fortnite had this issue, but not exactly. You originally, when the game was, it was like 2018, 2017, probably late 2017, you could play the game on an Xbox, PlayStation, Switch if it was already on there. You could play on your own account without making an Epic Games account, which Epic Games is the people who own Fortnite. You didn't need to make an account for a fairly long amount of time, and there were some issues that happened for certain people, like myself and like my mom. Like, you basically had a ghost account created for you where you couldn't actually log into your Epic account because it didn't exist. Those sort of issues weren't there for some people. Some issues happened where it required you to sign into an Epic Games account so that no matter where you were playing, you had all of your stuff on Fortnite. That's totally fine to me. Didn't bother me, but it was so early in the game's lifespan and cycle of everything that no one really cared, because people on PC had to sign in for it anyways, so it didn't really matter. I'll be showing where it's allowed in certain countries, PlayStation Network obviously, and where Steam is allowed. So pretty much there's a bit of an issue here. It's not allowed everywhere. So most of like logical people are saying things of like, hey, these people are probably gonna need to be refunded, like just flat out refunded. They can't play the game, and they were not informed of this thing. Obviously, I've shown you the info, I'll show it again. They didn't have it originally, they added it later, of this certain having to sign into PlayStation through Steam, giving this little notification. They didn't have that. I don't understand why this is a thing that you can do. I don't particularly like this, and I will be showing screenshots of like this news thing that they did. I think it was PC Gamer, they talked to them or something. It was like an interview or whatever. The CEO basically was just like, we just want to make a good game, and then they said, hey, Sony is our publisher. They're basically they are the higher up. They are the people that we go to, but we have this sort of mutual agreement. And this pretty much is proof that, like, since Sony has this much of a chokehold on them, if they want to, they could totally bomb this game. They could totally fuck this game over really quickly. And that is particularly why, you know, Helldivers has monthly, like, battle pass equivalent things that come out, and bugs are still in the game a lot of the time. Not automatons and bugs, but actual glitches and things. Those issues are kind of there because they're forced to have to work on this stuff monthly. They're trying to keep up with an audience that doesn't actually care for them. If you haven't seen any of that, they pretty much had said stuff of like, we have to keep ourselves relevant by coming out with stuff every month, but the game's numbers have slowly died down. Like, the people who don't give a shit aren't gonna stay. That's not gonna happen. For me, myself, I haven't played the game. I don't really care to play the game because it's the same thing every time. That's my experience. Everyone can like it. Totally fine. I'm not telling you to not like it. It's just really weird to me that all of these things are happening now and people are starting to care now. There are some people who were like, I already had said this obviously a little bit, but it was just like some people who are like, this was always here, you always had to do this. And there's some people who are just flat out defending it. They're like, well, what did you expect? Maybe it's just the honeymoon phase is over. I don't think that to be true. I think this game is pretty good for what it tries to be and what it tries to do. Helldivers 2 is a very good game. The bugs and glitches for me, crashing issues, that's what takes me away from wanting to play. Having to keep up with all the stuff that's in the game, not having everything, and having to consistently just level up. But that's my experience. That doesn't mean that the game's dog shit. Clearly people love it. But Steam reviews, just today alone off of this news, it's like, it's now at 50% mixed reviews, which is insane. It's like 40,000, 30,000 negative reviews. How the fuck does this happen? And I'll have a screenshot right here that's like in the past 30 days, it's 52% of all reviews are positive. So that means that 48 are negative. Dude, it's fucking rough. I do think that it's a good thing for players and stuff to essentially boycott the game, being like, hey, this wasn't a thing you required originally. I'm not sticking to this. This is not something I'm staying with. I don't like this. I think that's a great thing to do. I think it really shows to Sony like, oh fuck, we just fucked the game. We just ruined it. We just took a big dump right on the game accidentally. And you know, if you're someone who's been subscribed to me, you know that I don't exactly, you know, like Helldivers. I made videos on Helldivers. I played with friends. I made more of commentary videos about it, talking about my issues that I've had. Some of those issues have been patched, but then there's other things, you know, stuff like that. It's just, I'm trying to, you know, I'm just trying to get it a little bit known of like, I am not someone who is a meat writer for this game. I have explained my issues with it. I've explained why at certain times I do not like it. But I do believe that this whole PlayStation Network signing in through Steam certain thing, like all of that, is stupid. I don't think that needs to be a thing. It would be the equivalent of Fortnite never having this be a thing. You never had to do this, and then last year they're like, hey, you have to sign in or your account's gonna get fucking banned. And everyone's like, I don't want to make an account though. Granted, it's a little bit different though, because like for Epic Games, then it solves some certain issues with other games that are from Epic. But at the same time, it's just like, it's not important. Like that, this thing has been cured for everyone. Like there are a lot of people who have issues with the fact that it's PlayStation, and it's like there's data breaches. Dude, data breaches happen everywhere. Your info has been given to 5 billion people probably, and you have no idea who they are. But yeah, in my opinion, I think this is crazy. I don't think that this will last. I think something will definitely happen. Obviously, as of me recording this is May 3rd. This video will probably be out tomorrow, and they may come out with a statement or more info between then. There might be some things that I missed and didn't exactly find. To be honest, I hope that this gets fixed. I hope that at least the people who cannot access the game in their own, or they cannot access PlayStation Network in their own country, are able to be compensated for it, because you can't play the game in like at the end of the month. You can't play it next month if you are, I think, like in China and certain things like that. I don't know exactly where, but and I know the number. So yeah, that's rough. Honestly, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know if you hate it. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you always knew that this was a thing, always hated it, or whatever. I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Yeah, subscribe if you want to see more of this type of content on my channel, or you just want to see more of me in general. And anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, night, week, month, whole rest of the year. It really doesn't matter when. I hope that's great for you guys though. See ya. Bye.